week ago, there was a report that had been given to us by the Chair, Departmental Committee of Internal Security, on the issue of Koimburi. And we had asked that, he actually told us that he would give us a response within a week. Today being Thursday, I think the week is finished, is over, and I think it would be important that he gives this House an update, knowing that this matter is of great national importance, not only to this House, but to the nation at large, because everyone needs to understand this self-abduction business, whatever became of it, and the actions being taken by the security sector, if any. Thank you.
Tongoyo.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Clarify guitarists before you come to that.
Honorable Speaker, on the issue of a colleague from Kirinyaga, it's really unfortunate that several members of the society, of that community had lost lives. I share really the pain and concern, but I want to assure you and the country that personally I'm going to take personal intervention to see how to it, even if it calls probably maybe change of security personnel in the area. And Honorable Speaker, also, it's good to be appreciated that at least there are some leads pointing to a particular gang who has been identified to be using the same gun. So maybe after this we may need to have a session with him so that we see quick intervention with IG, even if it means changing the officers in the area.
Right.
Yes.
Kaitanyi. Marian Kaitanyi. Your colleague Koimburi has not appeared in the House since the incident. You promised a comprehensive statement.
Honorable Speaker, it's true, I did promise to give the latest update, but since I gave the last one, Honorable Speaker, there has been a lot of development, including even the apprehension and of course prosecution of the lady who is a member of a county assembly who spent the night with the Koimburi, but not alleged. It's been confirmed. Sorry? It has been confirmed, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, what became evident for all of us and the country to know, this was self-abduction and self-hospitalization. And maybe, Honorable Speaker, being today is a Thursday, maybe Tuesday, you allow me Tuesday to produce the latest. But what I can tell you, it is obvious, it's evidence. This was for cinema, it was just drama, and those are people who are hell-bent to portray the government on the wrong light. So give me to Tuesday, Honorable Speaker. But we are rest assured that was just for cinema and drama, self-abduction, self-hospitalization, and I remain to be so. What, Honorable Speaker, we should even do as a House, before we wait the other agency like EACC to pursue and do what is rightful, we should take our position, Honorable Speaker, here. Even the Committee of Privileges, to summon the Member of Parliament. This is the Member of Parliament who even previously had even accused this House to have been bribed to vote in a particular manner, Honorable Speaker.
Professor, what is it?
You know, it's disturbing to me that being a medical professional, that a senior medical professional of the status of Dr. Gikonyo can falsely admit a patient to a hospital. Until these things have been confirmed, please let's hold our horses and stop condemning the hospital, the medical practitioner, and other people that are involved in the care of this person. Please, it's not right for Dr. Gikonyo to be accused of admitting somebody falsely, because he cannot admit somebody to his hospital when that person is not sick. That is not acceptable. And if that happens, then there is action to be taken from the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council. Until that kind of thing happens, Please, let's not destroy people's
Yes,
practice.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with Professor that this is a matter that is still under investigations, and we need to give the investigating authorities time to verify whether even that admission was legitimate, because you may also be admitted for other things, especially when you hear you might have spent, you are alleged to have spent a night with somebody, so you may have other issues that may have caused your admission in hospital. So let us leave that to the competent authorities in that. But more importantly, Honorable Speaker, is to ask the chair of the Security Committee, the Honorable Tongoyo, because after the said abduction or disappearance of the Honorable Koimburi, we saw the disgraced former impeached deputy president allege that the Honorable Koimburi had been poisoned and inhaled very dangerous gases. And he could not even speak, his throat was hurt. He had actually diagnosed, he had the diagnosis of what gases Koimburi had inhaled. He had even now been able to diagnose that he can't even speak. And I wondered, how did the impeached deputy president know that this victim who could not speak had inhaled some dangerous gases that are only known to the disgraced former deputy president? And the chair security committee must take this matter more seriously than he is doing. He must get a written statement from the Inspector General of Police and the doctors, more so from the Inspector General of Police, telling us what investigations has he done, has he carried out, to even get statements from one Rigathi Gachagua, who seemed to have more information than even the victim himself on his inhaling of dangerous gases in a coffee plantation. So Rigathi Gachagua must be able to tell the police, these gases that Koimburi inhaled, were they inhaled at the hotel in Gatundu with this lady who he's alleged to have spent the night with? Did he inhale these gases from the chemicals that spray coffee in the coffee plantation where he went to sleep in the morning? Or was it in the ambulance that his staff organized for him? It is important that we know this, Honorable Speaker, so that tomorrow, Honorable Speaker, I do not allege what is not there, especially on serious matters like kidnappings and abductions, Honorable Speaker, and try to make political capital out of it, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, the Honorable Tongoyo must give us an update from the police and the medical doctors who are attending to the so-called victims. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, let's not escalate this. As a custodian of the interests of all of you, including Honorable Koimburi, Honorable Tongoyo, next week on probably Wednesday, you bring a comprehensive report about your colleague who has not reported to the House since the disappearance and reappearance, so that we can also be able to know what is happening around him. I don't want to escalate this, Deputy Speaker. Let's leave it there, because we will degenerate into discussing the personal conduct of a member without a motion, and that is against standing orders. Let's leave it there. Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe's statement. Tongoyo, Wednesday you bring
I will, well guided.
a comprehensive statement, including what the professor has said and what everybody else has said.
Honorable Speaker, but it will be an uphill task, at least on the issue to regard the Dr. Kikonyo, because I don't have the capacity to compel him to give the report. You remember we went there.
If you don't get it, we'll draw our own inference. Just bring what
You remember, Honorable
get.
Speaker, you did instruct that we go there last, and we were completely denied access. So we may still undergo the same.
Okay. Hold it, Togoyo. Let me acknowledge students who are in the gallery before they leave. Moi High School, Kabarak from Rongai, Nakuru, in the Speaker's Gallery. Kajiunduthi High School from Mara in Tarakaniti, and Mutus Primary and Junior School from Bere South Embu. I've been requested by two members, the Honorable David Ocheng, who says his son is in Kabarak, and Letipila. I give them a minute each.
Thank you
David
so much.
Ocheng, you have a minute.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I believe the students' visit to this parliament normally is for information and education. And so I want to take this opportunity to welcome all the students who are seated, all the public and speakers gallery to parliament, and to ask them to know that this August House is the ultimate place for politics. And that if you do well in whichever field, being a doctor, engineer, teacher, all of us are in this house representing different and various interests. And so you are welcome to Parliament, all of you, and hope to see you, some of you here in the future. Thank you.
Letipila. Letipila is not here. Murugara, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, we shared a class with Mr. Letipila at the great Moi High School, Kabrak, when it was named that way. And I take this opportunity to welcome the students of that great school from the Rift Valley. I know they've maintained it ever since those days when I enrolled in that school in March 1986 and left in November 1987. And on your gallery, we have Kayunduthi Boys High School from the Rakanithi, and closely with them is also Muthambi Boys from the same county. Two other great schools that are well known in the country because of their great performances. Mine is to welcome the students to this house and to tell them to observe the proceedings, to see how their leaders actually conduct their business. And when they go back, is to put emphasis on their studies so that tomorrow they become great leaders of this country. I welcome the students. Thank you very much.
1 minute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. May I also join my colleagues in welcoming all the students who have made to the Parliamentary House today, and particularly those students from Moi High School, Kabarak, where I was an alumni. And it so happens, Speaker, sir, about 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to go and speak to them as an alumni and tell them, welcome, may it be a session that you're going to learn. And I do know we have two other members who are not here who are also alumni of this great institution. There are many that have been there in the past. And of course, when I look at those that are standing here, I see several in the future who are going to be in this house. I thank you. May you learn from here.
Thank you.
And there are also several parents who are here also.
Thank you.
Like Millie of the Ambo.
For the parents and those who went there, I join you in welcoming the students from both Kabarak and the other schools. We also acknowledge Mudhambi boys from Mara, Tarakanithi. All the schools, welcome to the House of Parliament and feel comfortable. Emmanuel Wango's statement. Yes, Tongoyo.
So, Honorable Speaker, so do I proceed?
Go ahead.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, on Honorable Wanga's statement regarding the status of investigation into the murder of Madam Rosalinda Akinyi, I want to state as follows. Honorable Speaker, on the 17th April, approximately 5:30, Mr. Paul Weshuli reported at Shinda Police Station via OB number 37170425 regarding a robbery with violence incident. He reported that an identified motor vehicle intercepted a border on a route from the Cooperative Bank, Mumias branch, and robbed the pillion passenger, Madam Rosalinda Akinyi Wanga, of Kenya shilling 285,000. Tragically, she died on the spot. Initial report suggested that she had been shot by a known assailant aboard the said motor vehicle. Her body was later transported to St. Mary's Mission Hospital, mortuary in Mumias. The postmortem examination, Honorable Speaker, conducted on the 21st April, contradicted the initial gunshot claim, revealing that Madam Wanga died due to internal bleeding resulting from sharp force trauma sustained during an assault. This finding prompted the immediate launch of the comprehensive investigation. A miscellaneous application number 00033 of 2025 was filed at the Mumia Law Court, requesting court orders to obtain CCTV footage from Cooperative Bank, Mumia's branch, covering the time frame between 1300 and 1600 on the day of the incident. The same application sought the victim's bank account statement as well as the M-Pesa and call data record of both the victim and the potential suspect, who is a border rider from Safaricom. Following the issuance of the court orders, the relevant institutions were served to have complied. Investigating officers have since received the victim's bank statement and CCTV footage, both of which are currently under analysis. The border rider, identified as Joshua Muteke Wafula, was initially detained as a person of interest but was later released pending further investigation. The preliminary analysis of his call data did not establish any direct link to the incident. Additionally, review is ongoing as we remain in communication with the investigative team. To bolster the investigation, Crime Search and Intelligence Bureau officers from the DCI headquarters were deployed to provide technical support and revisit the crime scene. In addition, Honorable Speaker, call data from the several other persons of interest has been received and is undergoing forensic analysis. Statement has been recorded and the investigation is still ongoing. On the status of robbery in violence against Madam Rosalinda's husband, upon receipt of preliminary correspondence from Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe, seeking an update of the status into a robbery with violence, officers from the Mumia Police Station conducted a thorough review of the station occurrence book from the year 2023 to date. However, no entry on robbery with violence incident was found. This prompted the officers from the Directorate of DCI based at Matungu Police Station to initiate a follow-up action by summoning Mr. Paul Weshule. He acknowledged that the incident had not been booked. As a result, a late entry report concerning the alleged robbery with violence was formally booked via OB number 12-16-525. His statement was subsequently recorded to facilitate the commencement of the investigation into the matter. He reported the incident occurred in May 2023 at Arambe area while he was riding his motorcycle toward Bungoma town. Though he could not recall the exact date and time, he had withdrawn a total of 260 from 3 different banks in Mumia's town. He stated that he was accosted and robbed of the money, then abandoned near the Yala River in Quisero sub-county. He went to Mumia Police Station on the same day and to make a report. However, the police assessed his condition. They advised him to seek medical attention first and return to the station afterward to make a report and record his statement. Unfortunately, he did not return. Investigation in the incident has commenced. So, Honorable Speaker, that is what I have to say also concerning the Wangwe's question.
Emmanuel Wangwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank the Chair for that good communication. However, Honorable Speaker, on the same line, Honorable Speaker, I also want to appreciate that I got the statement in advance, which was good enough for me to have read it and understood what it is. What is there, Honorable Speaker, is that let the Chair just push for the investigation. Don't tire with that statement. We want to get to the bottom of the whole issue, particularly, Honorable Speaker, where they murdered the wife, and just a year ago, they robbed the husband. Both of them who have been teachers. It's an issue that's affecting my constituency, and it's an issue which, Honorable Speaker, the Chair should push to the latter. I also want to appreciate that, Honorable Speaker, my request for the headquarters of DCI to send thorough officers has been accepted, and I can see officers from CRIB have been sent. That's good, and I want to appreciate, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Tongoyo, that's a comment. You can follow up and give the member an update as and when you have additional material. James Onyango Koyo, request to agriculture. Yes, Tongoyo?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Sorry, I need your guidance, Honorable Speaker. We had a statement by Honorable Doris Donya, which was last week. She wasn't in the House, and she has been really insisting that she's allowed to
List it for next week. We are pressed for time.
Thank you.
Doris, go to the table office and have it listed for next week. Dr. Mutunga, are you ready with the statement? Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to standing order number 44.2C to respond to the question by Honorable Onyango Koyo MP requested a statement on the 12th of March 2025 regarding the possession of the leasing program of the state-owned sugar farms, particularly Moroni and Femàle sugar companies. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development has responded as follows, and I will summarize. First of all, the honourable member wanted to know the status update on the possession of the leasing program as of the state-owned sugar farms with reference to Moroni and Femàle sugar companies. The tenders were advertised internationally on the 28th of February 2025. On 4th of March 2025, the bids were received. Tender closing date tenders were advertised then, and then they were supposed to be received on that date, and tender closing date was on 25th of March 2025. Bids were received and evaluated, and tenders were awarded. The listing results were as follows. Moroni Sugar Company, which is already under receivership, went to West Valley Sugar Company Limited. And Femàle Sugar Company went to Kibos Sugar and Allied Industries Limited. The handover date was 10th of March 2025, and the current status is such that the leasing term is for 30 years. As approved by the National Assembly, and I have the approval notice or certificate, Honorable Speaker, by this House, which is number 039 of 13th, 2023. The second issue that the honourable member was pursued was the criteria used to tender in tender evaluation regarding the leasing program of Moroni and Femàle sugar companies. Honourable Speaker, the bid evaluation was conducted under regulation that 1 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2020. The bidders received were as follows. For Moroni Sugar Company, we had two bidders, two bids, West Valley Sugar Company and Kibos Sugar and Allied Industries Limited. For Femàle Sugar, we had Sukari Sugar Industry Limited and Kibos Sugar and Allied Industries Limited. The evaluation stages were as follows. The first one was mandatory compliance check, where the bidder had to deposit 200 million as security bid. And the certificate of registration was supposed to have been there. The tax registration also needed to be there, and compliance certificate. CR12 was also supposed to be submitted, and other eligibility documents. The technical evaluation followed, where the companies were checked against the technical requirements. No material deviations, reservations, or omissions were observed. Bidders scoring over 80% or 80% and above advanced to the financial evaluation stage. The qualified bidders in this particular respect was, with respect to Moroni, West Valley Sugar Company, and with respect to Femàle, Kibos Sugar and Allied Industries Limited. The financial evaluation progressed well, and they were assessed. All the financial aspects were assessed as per the set criteria. Negotiation followed, whereby the successful bidders were engaged in a negotiation process before the award. The third issue that the honourable member sought was the composition of the tender committee that considered the leasing exercise and the recommendations they made. Honourable Speaker, the composition was as follows. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development was represented. The National Treasury and Economic Planning Ministry was represented. Kenya Sugar Board was represented, and we had a representative from the Privatization Commission of Kenya. So the recommendations were as follows from the bidders. From the evaluation committee, Moron Sugar Company was to be awarded to West Valley Sugar Company Limited, which met all the qualifications and was responsive. Also, Femàle Sugar Company was awarded to Kibos and Allied Industries Limited, which also met the qualifications and was responsive. The fourth issue that the honorable member did seek clarification on was clarification on the fate of the current workers in the affected farms. And these are the clarification, Honorable Speaker. Number one, the workers are to be actively engaged during the transition period to ensure continuity. And investors were to retain workers for up to 12 months post-handover and then pick those that they believe should move on. During the 12 months, the workers were to remain under existing terms and conditions of employment. The investors were also to identify and retain the needed employees. The government was to settle all the salary arrears, benefits, and emoluments owed before the handover. I submit, Honourable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I've listened with a lot of interest to the response by my colleague, the respected chair of the Agriculture Committee. And I want to tell him that I feel that the response is grossly inefficient. We were given the impression that the purpose of leasing out this industry was to make the industry work better for the citizenry. I am more interested in what is going to benefit the farmers, the workers, and generally the locals who donated land when the government came up with this process of starting the industries. We may need the Cabinet Secretary to come to your committee and demonstrate to us one by one, because we want to put below every process that was done. While the intention was very good, but the process was flawed somewhere in between. And we think we need more clarification. But more so, our fear is about the land, and I'm happy that none other than His Excellency has spoken to this fact, that land is not going to be interfered with. My apprehension that in Moroni Sugar Company, the title deeds have since been removed from a strong room, and kept by a receiver manager. We don't know at whose behest or what he's doing with it. This we are not going to take lightly, and the minister has to come and tell us that land is not going to be an issue. It's not what we are going to ask another time. The position of land must be made very clearly, that the investors, the leasees, are going to make use the factories that they have been so far leased to, but they are not going to interfere with the land issue. Also, we may want to know, some of the conditions were being flouted, like it was important that any company that had a court case was not supposed to benefit from this program. But we have seen one of the companies that has a litany of court cases has benefited here. So we'll need the Cabinet Secretary to find time, come to your committee, and we will come and walk us through the system. Then we can rest assured that it is correct. Otherwise, thank you very much at this stage.
Thank you. That was just a speech, Mutunga. Yes, Carol Omondi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I want to joyride on Honorable Koyo's question. And in terms of Article 35 of the Constitution, Article 201 of the Constitution, Section 23 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act and our standing orders, ask the chairman to submit to this House the following transactional documents in relation to the leasing of the sugar factories. Number one, the tender package and selection records. The entire process, how the bidders were identified, the tendering process. We need to see the advert, the evaluation, everything. Secondly, we would like to see copies of individual lease agreements for each of the mills, Muhoroni, Chemelil, Sony, Nzoia. We would also like to see the investment program as proposed by each of the bidders and the performance guarantees that they have provided, including those that have been issued by banks in case they default. We would like to see documentation confirming that the lessees will not charge the nuclear estate to borrow money. We want audited accounts of all the preferred bidders for the last 7 years. We want the constituent instruments of all the preferred bidders and declaration of who their beneficial owners are. We also want evidence of public participation in the selection of the preferred bidders, including minutes. We need letters of reference from banks and other industry players vouching for the bidders. And last but penultimate, we need legal opinion of the Attorney General, a copy of the legal opinion of the Attorney General on these transactions relating to the leasing of the mills. And finally, Honorable Speaker, we need an opinion from the Competition Authority as to how the bidders who have been selected, their presence will affect competition and market concentration in the sectors. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mutunga, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm aware of the fact that the Honorable Member who has just spoken, Carol Omondi, has a question to the Minister. And I believe what I will do as the Chair is to write to the Minister to make sure that all these issues that the Honorable Member wants to see are brought to the House the day he comes to respond to the question. On the other hand, Honorable Speaker,
better still, invite the minister to your committee and invite the member to interrogate him.
he already asked a question. I don't know whether he should not come and answer the question.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, please.
Yes, Carol.
Honorable Speaker, I have a question, but my question relates to the nucleus estate of Miwani Sugar, which has not been...
That's okay. I've given direction.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Mutunga, proceed that way. That's the end of statement time. Majority Leader, give your Thursday statement.
Shortly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yes. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during this week. With regard to business scheduled for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to continue with the consideration of the following bills, should they not be concluded today. One is a second reading of the Learners with Disabilities Bill, Senate Bill number 4 of 2023. Two, the Political Parties Amendment Bill, Bill number 2, Senate Bill number 26 of 2024. And 3, the National Cohesion and Integration Bill, National Assembly Bill number 74 of 2023. 2 is the Committee of the Whole House on the Value Added Tax Amendment Bill 2025. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will be undertaken on the following motions, should they not be concluded today. 1, consideration of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. 2, report on the ratification of the agreement on fisheries subsidies. And 3, report on the performance audit report on the provision of services to persons with disabilities by the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Honorable Speaker, as the House will recall, you issued a communication on the priority business that will come before the House during this part of the session, notably relating to the budget process. As such, members will note that general debate commenced on the budget estimates of revenue and expenditure for the financial year 2025-2026, which commenced yesterday afternoon and is expected to end today in line with your communication earlier as per the supplementary order paper. This being the third and final allotted day for general debate on the estimates. Therefore, it's important for members to note anybody who wants to contribute on the budget estimates, you have up to the close of business today to do so. Thereafter, Honorable Speaker, the House will consider the estimates in Committee of Supply, which is listed as order number 11 in today's order paper, but which you have since directed will come on Tuesday next week. Indeed, the House has resolved to sit until conclusion of Committee of Supply on Tuesday, so as to pave way for other budget-related business dependent on the estimates. I therefore urge members to be available in the House and to actively participate in the Committee of Supply, where actual budget making is undertaken. Honorable Speaker, the approval of the estimates will be followed by the prioritization of budget-related bills, notably the Finance Bill 2025 and the Appropriation Bill of 2025. The House Business Committee will prioritize these bills for consideration in the coming weeks, taking into consideration the statutory timelines applicable to the budget-making process. Honorable Speaker, in order to accord priority to time-bound budget-related business, we have not scheduled any Cabinet Secretary to appear before the House to respond to members' questions pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 42A, 5, and 6. I wish to reassure members that we will resume question time as soon as we complete the budget-making process. Honorable Speaker, further to your communication issued on 27th May 2025 regarding priority business for the second part of the fourth session, I wish to remind the House that in line with Section 40 of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 412A, the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning is scheduled to make a public pronouncement on the budget policy highlights and the revenue-raising measures for the national government for the financial year 2025-2026 next week on Thursday, 12 June 2025. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee will reconvene again on Tuesday, 10th June 2025 to schedule business for the rest of that week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, with your indulgence, allow me to take this opportunity to express the House's gratitude to our legal team that represented us in the matter of RMLF in court and all the honorable members who volunteered their time to also advise the legal team and be with them, led by the Honorable Kaluma, who even this afternoon was listening through to the judgment that has just been delivered this afternoon. I say congratulations to our legal team and also the negotiation team that was negotiating with the governors, and also congratulate the courts for the very progressive judgment that they have delivered this afternoon. Honorable Speaker, it is a good judgment, very progressive for this country and the people of Kenya who have suffered immensely with roads going